Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Out of Fuel Sim Racing. We're a Le Mans Ultimate League based in North America. I'm your host, Nitin Murthy, and I'll be with you for the sprint race tonight. And I'm joined tonight in the booth by Josh Popoff. Josh, welcome to the broadcast. How are you doing tonight?
Thanks, doing well, man. Glad to be here. This should be a very exciting race tonight.
Indeed, and tonight's race takes us to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, known as the host of the Spanish Grand Prix up until last year. Of course, this year replaced by Madrid. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, the circuit has been hosting F1 since 1991 and is also hosts the World Endurance Championship, hence the reason it's in Le Mans Ultimate. But going for a quick track walk, you see the start-finish line drawn on the long front straight, heading into the first sequence of corners. Really, a hard right-hander with a long braking zone, and yeah, immediately you have the sweeping left-hander and then a very long right-hander of Renault. Again, we're in the GT3s tonight, which do not like long corners and long medium to high-speed corners. They're very twitchy in those regimes, so expect to see some incidents happen there. From there, we head down to the braking zone for turn 4, Repsol, which is, again, a long right-hander with a very late apex, so this is a particularly tricky one for cars to hit. And from there, you head to a downhill-ish braking zone down to Seat, or turn 5, as it's more commonly known. And it's a sharp left hairpin with, again, the deceptive corner shape. Going through turn 5, you head downhill towards turns 7 and 8, word as it's written here. Again, somewhat interesting sequence where you really have to nail the first part to get a good exit out of the second part. And then we head down to the long right-hander of turn 9, Kamsa, which again, very fast right-hander. I think one of the fastest corners on this track, and really important to nail because we head down the back straight down to Lacasia, which has a hard braking zone and opens up a chance for an overtake if you mess up any of the previous corners. Lacasia is a tricky one. Again, a bit of a late apex, long corner, longer than it looks. And we head down this little S-bend down to turn 13 or Banque Sabatel. Or turn 12, I believe it is, configuration. Again, long right-hander, but much slower, so some slightly different profile. Then we head down to the final two corners, Europcar and New Holland. Both very fast right-handers. New Holland is considerably faster and quite tricky to get right. Again, high-speed corners in the G3s don't really play ball. But this is going to be an interesting track to see how our drivers cope with. And looking at track conditions and a little bit of an overview of the race format, we have the practice, which is just about wrapping up. We have about a minute and 50 seconds to go. We'll then have private qualifying for 12 minutes, where all the cars are in their own little session, but we get to see all of them. Then we have a 35-minute race, full push, no fuel saving or strategy necessary for this one. So it's going to be a fun one to watch. Track temp right now is 22 degrees Celsius. The air temp is 22 degrees. Oh, sorry, air temp is 18, track temp is 22. So we will see that change a little bit as we switch sessions, but should be in the similar ballpark. Practice is coming to an end. We have about a minute and 10 seconds to go. And we can quickly take a look at the champion standings as a well, we are just one race into the season, so this is basically the results of the previous race. Joris Butkus leads, but will be missing today, taking an early drop round, so that will have some implications later on in the championship. Michael Landry in second is racing, so he has a chance to take the lead. Greg Katsadorian not too far behind in third. Season 3's champion is ever present, as we've seen in previous seasons. Guillermo Perret in fourth, another fast peddler around here, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Matthew Murray in fifth, William Nairn in sixth, Thomas Mustang in seventh, Christian Gomez in eighth, Mission Wallace in ninth, and Ricky Swaby in 10th position. And further down the order, we can see the rest of the championship standings. Some standouts here: Parker Thomas, PT, in 13th. didn't have a particularly good race last week, but we'll be looking to maybe recover and show what he's capable of here. Willie Mangrum is well uncharacteristically down on pace. And yeah, we have some other highlights. And Joel Klaus as well, yeah, let's not forget Joel Klaus getting done in pretty hard lap 1 the previous race. We'll be looking, I do see him in the server, so let's see what he can do today.
That's great. He's one of the fast boys. He had a very unfortunate race 1, just a series of calamities on lap 1 that kind of knocked him down the pecking order, but he's got pace here. I've seen him in practice and he's flying.
Yeah, we'll look to see what he can do. Practice is just about wrapping up. We're about to go into qualifying. So while we wait, let's go over the championship as well. So tonight marks the second round of our sprint championship, as you see on the right. This is our shorter race format, meant for more people somewhat newer to LMU or just looking to get some time in the game. There's Barcelona this week, but we also have Silverstone, and then a week's break, followed by Fuji, Bahrain, and Spa. So a very exciting calendar. Those are some good tracks to be racing at. We also have a multi-class championship that happens on Thursdays. We'll have round 2 tomorrow, so stay tuned for news on that stream. But also follows the same calendar, and for there we have hypercars as well as GT3s. The races are also a bit longer. I believe it's 65 minutes this week, but it's depending on the track, we have either 60 or 65-minute races to encourage a 2-stop strategy and give drivers a few more elements to work with, so both navigating traffic as well as managing your strategy. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, links to the Discord as well as our website are down below, where you'll find all the information you need to sign up for these championships. Qualifying is just about getting underway. See a few people leaving the pits. Also, a couple of people popping up in chat, so hello guys. Are we gonna be in chat? Oh, Tuna, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Tuna Fortunato joining us for the broadcast tonight. Good to see you, Tuna. How are you doing today?
Oh yeah, hey, happy OOFS race day, guys.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
We're in quali right now. Cool, very cool.
Yeah, just about starting up. Yeah, everyone's just going doing their outlaps. We just finished going over the track and the league standings and all that. How excited are you for this race, Tuna? You know, this is a new track.
I'm pretty excited because I have never seen the track, dude, nor have I raced it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Also, I'd like to see how these guys race it, how they drive it, because I want to know how to drive it, but I haven't been on yet. So here we are. I am excited though.
I'd love to hear it. And
how do you guys like the track?
I like it. And Papa likes it
Love
too.
it.
Yeah.
I really do. I miss the chicane in Sector 3 though. It was always very, very fun and challenging in ACC, but you know what? The third sector is still pretty hard. The last 2 turns, really timing it right. Just a little bit of downhill and elevation changes on this track makes it difficult to master.
What do you think it reminds you of the most in these tracks on LMU?
LMU. Jeez, I have no idea. I almost consider it its own thing.
Okay, like a similar track. Is that what you're asking, Tuna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, first off, Papa, that's a brave opinion. It's interesting because not many people seem to like it, but I do agree the chicane had its charm, had its own sort of unique challenge. Even if that challenge was a bit of a frustration to learn. Eventually,
Yes.
you know, the old phrase, it builds character, right? I always love that aspect of it. Yeah, I can't think of a particular track. Maybe the final chicane at Silverstone. You know the one where you kind of have to brake before you get to the F1 start-finish line?
Yeah, it's kind of like slow, and you're just kind of rolling through there, waiting to hit the gas.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of just like the whole circuit is so fast and flowing, and then there's this one spot where you have to be so slow and like methodical, unlimited grip. Yeah, it is a unique challenge. And I think that speaks to the nature of Barcelona, because this is, let's be real, Barcelona is more of a testing track. You know, it's like Paul Ricard as well, falls into this sort of category where they're really built for testing out what a car can do in every sort of scenario. You can throw many different type of corners at it, and you know, it's got a pretty good flow. But I would say it's really not a driver's track. You know what I mean?
Okay. Fair enough.
I sense disagreement. No, go on, tell me, it's fine.
No, I mean, I don't really know what to think about the track. Like I said, I haven't been on it, and I'm excited to when I get around to it. Let's see. It looks like the 142s are probably the crazy times.
Yeah, I think what we'll see happening here is that somebody's gonna drop a time in the 41s, and we're gonna see a couple people get in there. On quali fuel, fast guys are definitely in the 41s. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. This track, like I said earlier, is really hard to master. Like, I feel like I'm getting pretty comfortable with it, but I am still 0.6 off the fastest guys. It's pretty wild.
And to add to what Popov said, yeah, it's a track where, and yeah, I've seen a lot of people talk about this in the Discord over the week. You know, you'll get a lap that's a second faster than anything you've ever done, and you're like, how did I do that? And you go back and look, and you're like, everything is so similar, but the differences in your line are going to be so subtle, as Guillermo Parade taking the last two corners. It scares me a little bit. But yeah, you have to be on the line the whole time. It's like there's one line, and the instant you step off it, you just lose so much. The Parade doing pretty good in the final sector, but again, yeah, the middle sector, hooking up all three sectors is going to be hard. As Richie Wood jumps to P1 with a 142.0. Richie,
He's fast.
He's gotten so fast. And for those of you who are maybe unaware, Richie Wood discovered, I think last week, after having played this game for months, that his traction control settings are essentially just random. Like, I think it was like an encoder wheel or something along those lines.
Yep,
but
that's exactly what it was. He had a little encoder wheel right below his right thumb, and so as he was driving, unintentionally, he was toggling his traction control completely on and off.
Yeah, so literal RNG traction control, and he was still able to drive, and he was like, you know what, now that makes sense, and he's like, I understand it now, and has immediately gone top. Are we ready for Richie Wood domination, folks?
No, we're not. Absolutely not. I can't handle that emotionally.
Well, we'll see how that time stands as the session goes on. Michael Landry currently making it through Sector 3, as I believe it's Guillermo Paré. William Nairn as well, you know, usually one of our upper midfield guys. Definitely fast, but, you know, given the competitiveness of this field, kind of falls into the midfield. He's up in fourth as well. He's not super far off these guys. He's maybe 0.3 off Richie. So expect him to come in too. Oh, and there's our first 41. Guillermo Paré immediately hooks up. Two out of 3 sectors ain't too bad.
Nice.
As he gets the professional pull. We have the response. Richie Wood, last lap 42.1. Michael Landry invalidated. William Nairn improving now to a 42.192. So again, razor-thin margins at the front, guys. This is great to watch. Further down. Parker Thomas
Ooh,
has
Parker. Parker moves up to fifth
fifth.
with a 42.5. Good lap.
Good lap from him. I catch a Dorian uncharacteristically down in 6th place. There's expected to be a bit more pace from him. So that's one to watch. Christian Gomez going out for a second run. Of course, with the tire war, the sprint series does have tire warmers this season,
Yep.
so you will expect to see a few people trying the strat of 2 tire sets for a session. Further back, Nick Johnson. That's a welcome surprise. He was in the commentator's booth last week, racing the Porsche of all cars this week. To see?
Well, I thought he hated that car.
Yeah, let's just say the Corvette ruined him last season, and now the Porsche is way more tolerable.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
I'll believe that. And I drove the Corvette once, and I don't know how people do it. It's a terrifying car.
It really is.
Johnson with the 143.012. Incredible consistency on those 2 laps, by the way. His second lap was only 9,000 slower than his fastest lap. A couple of other drivers. Matthew Murray down in 10th. Of course, we saw him in the multi-class race, I believe, do incredibly well. He was battling for a podium. Is that the multi-class or the sprint? I forget. Everything's a blur. But he was battling for the podium last week. He's pretty quick too. Hooray has gone into the pits and come back out on a fresh set of tires. Richie Wood, I think, has stayed out. Lap. Michael Landry as well on out lap. He's also taking tires. William Nairn. Okay, so we're in that phase, folks. We're at the just past the halfway mark. Everyone's now getting ready to do one run, one balls to the wall lap, in the hope to get pole position.
Yeah, this track is really, really brutal on tires too. There's a couple corners that are off camber, and those long sweeping corners that are like mid to high speed where you're just on the slip almost the whole time, and if you're over the slip, you're sliding, and so you're just scrubbing the tires more. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see people go out with a second set in quali just to really try to make the most out of a fresh set of tires.
Found a couple left middle after. Look at Richie, who last lap was a 42.4, so maybe he is starting to feel the effect of tires falling off as he has to park it. We'll see if he goes out again. This has been an incredible qualifying from him so far. Landry and Guillermo Perret are both on their first hot lap on this new set. Perret is up in the first sector, only by about 400s, but that is good. And we'll see how he gets. Well, Richie Wood, he is in the garage. He's not gone out. I'm kind of thinking that's GG's Richie. We'll see. Landry coming through sector 2, still showing no. I guess he invalidated that lap. It says purple middle sector, but then it also says he's slower than his personal best. So yes, he's.
He did get a 141 because he's obviously a fucking psychopath.
I mean,
someone pull that man over.
Oh man. We'll see what kind of effort he puts in now. It's a 141.9 cents now. It does improve by a couple by 100, I think.
Yeah, very, very small improvement.
Yeah. Richie was still in the garage, so I think, yeah, that's definitely his qualifying done. He doesn't have enough time to go out and put a representative up. Landry now looking to maybe get a valid lap on the board and challenge Guillermo for pole. he is gonna come up to the first sector, and he's down by a tenth. It still says purple, which is weird because it's slower than Parade's Sector 1. Okay. Yeah, Parade as well. Not too far behind. Of course, again, these guys are all in their own little private qualifying session. So they can't see each other. We can't really see them at the same time, but we can kind of swap between them and see where everyone is on track. William Naren is going to come through the final corner. I believe he has... Oh yeah, he did pit. He's on his first flyer, I believe. Going to come across the line 42.232. Just about 400ths of his personal best. Of course, now, real battle. Michael Landry is up by a couple hundreds. Recovered in the middle sector, but still has to make up a bit more time if he's to challenge for pole. Keep in mind, he's a tenth down on Guillermo's best time, and he has lost about half a tenth through this lap compared to his personal best. I go to the final corner. Michael Landry coming up to the line. Still has the time to go for another lap. What's it going to be for this one? The 141.982, only 5 thousandths off of Parade. He's moved up to second place. Alright, so this is going to go down to the wire, folks. As Parade now goes across the line. He said a 141.608. Yeah, that's a valid lap, so yeah. No.
No, that was a 147.
147.608. Oh, my apologies. Well, yes. Reading's hard, folks. I'm a sim racer. Please understand. It's a debilitating condition that affects millions of sim racers worldwide. As we see Michael Landry now dropped about 100th in the first sector compared to his previous lap, but still on for a very competitive time. Guillermo Parade has not had a good first sector. He's down by almost 3/10 on Michael Landry in the first. So I would say Landry, if he can string together a couple of great sectors, he really only needs to find a couple thousand. So I did see a pretty big wiggle coming out of turn 9.
Still faster. Wow.
Still faster. Okay.
Wow. What the fuck is Greg doing down in 5th? I mean, come on. Greg.
Good question.
Greg.
By the way, we have someone in chat wanting you to get an unraced pop-off.
Yeah, that's gonna be no for me tonight.
There's love not lost at all, as Michael Landry is going to cross the line, and he takes pole position. 141.961. Parade has pulled into the pits. He is, I guess, practicing a pit stop. He is racing tomorrow, so that makes sense. But yeah, great lap from Michael Landry, despite maybe struggling a little bit in the final sector. Manages to get pole by 16 thousandths of a second. That is an insanely close margin. Love to see it. And a top 3 within 700ths as well. That's 700. William Naren's still out on track. Let's not forget. He can still make up a spot or two if he can hook up a good lap. Coming through the third sector, he's a little bit down on his best attempt. Never know. As he is coming through the penultimate corner, line looking good. Gonna go real wide using all the track on that exit. Feathering the throttle, really struggling for sensitivity. And that has looked really close on track limits on the exit. And William Naren goes pole position.
Wow, what a lap. Woo.
Out of nowhere, William Naren snatching that. That's a great lap from our sole Mercedes driver on the grid. Well done to you, sir. That's brilliant.
Mercedes power. Love to see it.
Love to see it. First. That was a great quality session. Ah. I did not expect a 141.8. Beautiful.
I knew they would be there, the 141s. Just creeping in there, but man, that is tight. It is like 3/10 back to 4th. Like, that is wild.
Yeah. Right. It's not even 3/10. It's 1.5 if my thing is telling me right.
Oh, that's the total. Oh my gosh, I thought it was the sum between.
No,
that's crazy.
total.
Only a 10th. Wild.
There's an insane gap out front. William Naren taking a surprise but welcome pole position. Michael Landry in second, Guillermo Perret in third, and Richie Wood in fourth. Canadian supremacy at the top four, as we see. Greg Cachadorian's uncharacteristically down in fifth. I'm not sure what's going on there. Parker Thomas in sixth, Christian Gomez in seventh, Mr. G. Wolf in eighth, Nick Johnson on his return to the league in ninth, and Matthew Murray rounds out our top 10 in quali. Dan Gomez in 11th, Ethan Gonzalez 12th, Ricky Swaby in 13th, Gage Galvin in 14th, JP 15th, Maximum Angry, JD Bagnoli, and Bort Bonerson bringing up the rear of the pack. Only 20 cars. That's a surprise. Got a lot of no-shows. Joel Class unfortunately did not make it. It's a shame. I would love to see it. But that's our grid for today.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
There's the Eduardo Freitas jump scare, and we will be going to grid in about 2 minutes' time. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alrighty, formation lap is underway, and yeah, this is looking like a good race. The top four, of course, very close, but also further back, we maybe didn't give much credit. Gage Galvin in chat saying he can't wait to DNF. Come on, Gage, you got to be a little bit more positive than that. And
yeah, I will say that Gage, don't DNF, and also you're a cutie patootie. Okay, I just need to get that out there.
The driver's holding 60 kph, about to head down the final corner. Back. Yeah, Michael Landry and William Naren will get us going from the front row. Let's see how this one pans out as they get head to the start line, and we are about to go green, 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 and we are racing. Guillermo Perret getting away from Richie Wood early on in the start. Richie not having the greatest. Great catch of Dorian's alongside him and past him. Now looking up the inside of Guillermo Perret as up front, Michael Landry and William Naren. Landry's getting a great launch and managing to get ahead. Naren not giving up so easily though, but in the end has to settle behind. Guillermo Perret maintains third position from all that, but Greg Cachadorian has moved up to fourth. As Naren now looks like he's struggling a little bit. He is being ran a little wide in turn 3. He's got Guillermo Perez all over the rear bumper of his car there. But ultimately, Arion seems to have filed out pretty well. Further back, seeing some moves over here. Ethan Gonzalez being shuffled out wide in the middle of all that. Having to defend his position now from Ricky Swaby, I believe, that in the Jamaican Lexus. As Gage Galvin again looking interested over here. We know out front, Michael Landry has built up a lead of about a second now from William Nairn. Lady Bagnoli in the background having some issues, as Nairn is once again going to have to defend this hard from Guillermo, who has got a bit of a run. But is he going to go for it? Oh, there's a big crash in the background. Big crash in the background. No. As in the foreground. That's Nick Johnson's involved, at least. I see there a bunch of cars as well. We will get back to that as Guillermo Perez takes second place with a bold move on Nairn going into turn 10. Yeah, Matthew Murray as well now showing yellow flags. We can go and take a quick look. He's just getting back up to speed, but Richie Wood has fallen down the order. Oh no. So a lot of incidents happening in quick succession here. So as we come to the end of the first lap, Michael Landry seems to have invalidated Guillermo Perez with the fastest lap. He's up to second, and he's now going to be chasing down Landry for the win. And Greg Katchadorian is also now very close to William Nairn. Is Mr. JP, I believe that's JP Risto, I think, getting into the pit lane. So let's go back. I saw Nick Johnson had a yellow flag, so I think that would be a good position to look at. Going through turn 9. Ooh, and just catching that curb a little bit the wrong way and going. Oh, that's what happened.
Dang. Oh man,
that's what happened. Okay, that's gotta suck. And Nick Johnson has, I believe, he has DNF'd. So that's GG's. Man, really sorry to see that. Nick, as Greg Katchadorian bounces heavily going on the exit curb of turn 9. That's got to be a track limits that he's gonna just, take on the chin and move on as he now pursues Nairn for the final podium spot. Behind these guys, Christian Gomez and Parker Thomas as well, going for a bit of a. They're looking pretty close. There's a couple other incidents I wanted to look at. What happened to Richie Wood? He had a pretty fantastic qualifying, and
synchronized spin.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. So let's go. Unfortunately, I can't really go further back than that. But yeah, it looks like some sort of incident happened at a turn. Maybe I can go back a little bit. Let's see. I'm trying to get any kind of view here, guys. Nah. Okay. Looks like, unfortunately, yeah. It looks like I can't see that. What do we have here? This is Mr. Bonerson looking to having a little scrap here in a bit of a Mustang sandwich. Further up, the Porsche of Christian Gomez still holding on. Guillermo Perez has just set purple lap. And that's a lot that happened really quickly as JP getting a stop-go penalty and choosing to park the car. That's race done. Also, yeah, everything got mixed up for a moment there. JD Bagnoli and gets past Bort Bonerson. Matthew Murray getting past Ethan Gonzalez. His move. That. So Murray was involved earlier with Richie Wood in a bit of a spin. So this is coming out of turn 5, gets a better exit, gets a good run. And Gonzalez he does fight him. He does squeeze him pretty hard to the apex there, but Murray ultimately managing to get through. So good job by him. I also just realized I've accidentally left Almy on mute this whole time. There's always something in these streams. Alright. That's not who I want to focus on. That's who I want to focus on. Guillermo Perez and Michael Landry. You can see there, Last lap, nothing between them. The 600s, that I believe that's Parade gaining. But yeah, just incredibly close between these two, and now we will wait to see what happens for this battle for the lead. Christian Gomez has had the fastest final sector of anyone so far. He's showing some good speed, managing to keep ahead of Parker Thomas. And yeah, I guess things have started to, at the risk of jinxing it, things have started to settle down a little bit. So, gentlemen, let's catch back up. What was your thoughts on that start?
That was pretty wild. I was very surprised that Richie fell off at the beginning a bit. I don't know if he just missed a gear or just was slow to react. But there was some good battling up front, and then that accident with Nick, that was rough to see. I know he's been practicing and pretty excited to be back out on the track, and to have an incident that big was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's always kind of fun, you know. Just watch some spins here and there. Shitty, but oh my god! Speak the devil.
Richie Wood spinning out at turn 9. Oh no!
Oh, that was a thick 360 though. Good on him.
Police manages to rejoin, pointing the right way. Gage Galvin, oh no! Please stay in the race. He has dropped off. I think that's a spin at turn 1. So, yeah, immediately Barcelona catching out a few people here. Yeah. As soon as I knew it, the instant I say like, oh, this is gonna be fine. We have some time to watch people, and then
Yeah.
we have 2 cars spinning off within like 15 seconds of each other. That's good to see. Yeah,
Guys
Jesse
running
in chat.
42s is crazy.
Yeah, 42s and race trim is pretty great pace to see. Jesse Olsen in the chat making a great point. Yeah, Richie's tires are probably gone from lap 1. He's just gonna have to be either drive around really gingerly or just, you know, take the stop, because they are not gonna be fun to be on.
It's true. Be difficult to get those tire temperatures back down.
Especially in the Lambo, which is known for being a little bit unpredictable. But when you overdo your tires. Well, further back, we are seeing a few little battles happening. Didi Bagnoli getting past Angry. There seems to have been a bit of back and forth here. Ooh! That was quite the over-under he managed to get on Angry there, and going into turn 5 once again, looking for the switchback. Was he looking for the switchback there?
It looked like it, but he didn't have enough speed. He didn't carry enough speed.
Ray once again taking out 3/10 out of Michael Landry's lead, so he's slowly closing in. William Nairn is William Nairn has so far been doing okay on pace, of course not keeping up with the top 2 who are in a league of their own. Managing to hold out ahead of Greg Cacciadorian, who we know is one fast guy. And Cacciadorian, in fact, is starting to come under a bit of pressure from Christian Gomez, who is showing some good pace here. So, Paré is on used tires. There's no way. If Paré is on used tires and going that fast, I'm just gonna uninstall LMU.
Probably a wise choice for a lot of us.
Oh no, that is the fuel percent thing. That's definitely not tire percent. That's WE.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, no way. He's doing without used tires. Man. Of course. Richie Wood continuing his recovery, gets past Bort Bonerson. Maximum Angry has had a moment. We saw him a moment ago racing against JD Bagnoli and just carrying a bit too much speed, and oh no!
Oh shit.
Ever given moment. as he has spun out and lost a few positions, but we'll be looking to recover that now. As for JP has got another stop. Yeah, I'm not sure what my overlay is doing here because JP's already retired. He didn't start a stop and go, so maybe that's what's triggering it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Guillermo Perret, again, having closed almost 3/10 that last lap, he is now just under 8/10 away from Michael Landry, and he is closing. And I can't wait to see. Of course, catching is one thing, passing is another, especially at Barcelona. But yeah, I'm excited to see how that pans out. Eye on some battle. Oh. Okay. Parker Thomas defending from Wolf. He's getting caught up slowly but surely. This little train has gone all. It extends all the way up to, uncharacteristically, the third place. So quite a lot of cars over here, and that's, I think, Gage Galvin, who is a lap down. I don't think he's taken a stop. He does appear to have fallen back quite a bit. He's gonna want to get out of the way quickly, and he does. Peels into the pits. Probably a smart thing to do if you wanted to take a pit stop right there. Settled out, and Gomez on Ethan Gonzalez as well. Gonzalez getting a really good run out of that final corner there. And we'll see if that turns into anything in turn 1. Goes down, but not quite able to do anything against that Lexus, which takes a slightly defensive line. Yeah. Oh, Gage and Chad. Gage Galvin and Chad are clarifying that he does have suspension damage, and yeah, that first lap accident, I'm sure would have messed up anyone's suspension. Yeah, understandable, Gage. That was quite the shot.
Richie's really trying to make that recovery drive happen. I'm glad to see him still out there. Yeah, you could tell his tires are worn though.
Yeah, he's trying to make something happen against Bagnoli up front, but I mean, he's got the pace, he's got the run, and now he's finally alongside Bagnoli. I think this has moved on. I don't want to jinx it, of course, but Richie Wood does manage to get ahead, and well, clear. Good job, Richie. Further up front, this train of cars heading all the way from third place is still going strong. You can see that train as everyone passes by front of the camera. Out front, Michael Landry and Guillermo Perret right now holding station almost. As again, Perret now has to look for an opening. But Michael Landry, of course, very experienced racer, very consistent. Hard to find a spot where he makes a mistake, really. So it'll be interesting to see what Guillermo can do here. Going back. Durian, not again. Yeah, this is the thing with Barcelona. You get quite, you can get close, but after that you're like, now what? There's a bunch of mid-speed corners, and it's quite hard. Meanwhile, in chat's on Dakota Patel pointing out, quite helpfully, that Greg's account may have been taken over by an imposter.
Greg Gatch.
Greg Gatch.
It kind of feels that way. I know that he's going through some emotions right now. He's been practicing a lot in the Porsche hypercar and is really not enjoying his life. So he's... Oh, there we go. Another gauge spin.
Another gauge spin. Oh, no. Or is that just, that's how that's the Mustang's law language, It spins you out a lot until you figure it out. Assume it, because we had the Imola sprint had, I think, every lap there was Mustang spinning out, and I was like, is this car okay? You know? Quite something to watch. Yeah, no. Ethan Gonzalez still trying to catch Van Gomez, my apologies. Yeah, Christian Gomez trying to make some inroads on Greg Gatchadurian, as we know this, I think, come to the conclusion. Out front again, Guillermo Perez. Yeah, I think we're now at that point where everyone's in place. We're just waiting for something to happen, because it's still 18 minutes to go. All these guys will know that it's a long race. This is the phase where you just kind of lock in, don't make mistakes, don't give unnecessary openings, because you know this is a hard track to pass at. Can't believe.
I've been battling with Odin to stay off the shelves this whole time. He really likes the shelves. You can't be on the shelves, guys.
Cats. Gotta love me. You know I love cats.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Big cat guy over here.
Big cat guy.
Guilty as charged.
Ooh, we may be about to see a change for the lead. Michael Landry going very wide on the exit of the final corner there. Guillermo Perez has to run, has to draft. Can he make something happen going into turn 1? They are drafting. They are really close, but Perez maybe... he looks to the inside, but just doesn't have what it takes to get alongside. Draft not quite enough. And Michael Landry hangs on for one more lap, or at least one more sequence of corners. Perez still looking for something here, but yeah, was maybe hoping. Oh, you can see the difference in entry speed between the BMW and the Lexus there. But Perez still, that's just not nearly enough.
He's got plenty of time. We did see Landry make a mistake, which we don't normally see. It could happen again, so he's got to just stay on his heels and be ready to go.
Getting a little POV shot here. I do understand that the pedals are kind of look like they're going through chat every once in a while. We'll have to find a solution for that. But anyways, this is POV for Guillermo Perez. And yeah, getting control nicely. Really staying on the brakes and taking, like, you'd almost think that's a defensive line with how aggressively he cuts on entry, but I need to make that work, and it seems to be quick. Again, coming out of the final corner, this time Landry keeping it much more composed on exit, and you can now see the overspeed for Guillermo Perez. I can do visualization 250. BMW though, still fast. That car being so quick in a straight line is, of course, a great asset to Michael Landry right now. Pretty much matching the Lexus, even with the draft. Ooh, going through turn 3 though. Landry having to check up a little bit. Guillermo's gotten close, but nah, he's not gonna have enough. Still, maybe it's just a difference in style, but you see that so aggressive compared to Landry's more wider, the wider, more patient turn-in points. Of course, you love to see, different styles of driving. These cars all are, uniquely built to race in this GT3 regulation. And it's always great to watch them go at it, and quite the spectacle. We are heading into... Oh! As Michael Landry makes a mistake, goes wide at the apex of turn 10. That opens the door for Perez to maybe try something. He's trying to go around the outside of 12. I don't know if that's going to work, but that turns into a bit of a switchback. He's still trying to make something happen, but Landry holds steady, does not panic, and holds to the racing line, knows that Perret can't really do anything if he just stays there, and manages to survive Sector 3, but now he's on the straight,
he's gotta
and
run.
he's defending. Perret has to run, Landry has a fast car in the straights.
Yeah,
What?
crazy.
Yeah, what's going to be the outcome here? Going into the braking zone for turn 1. Landry brakes, Perret chooses to back out, recognize that he doesn't have enough of a nose alongside Landry to make anything happen. And once again, this battle just goes on for another lap. Perret, though, has got the pace. He knows that. He knows he has to make something happen here. And while going into turn 4, once again, are we going to see a move? Oh, but the closing speed going into the corner as Bonnerson showing a yellow flag in Sector 2. I hope that does not get in the way of our leaders here. Pull up track map real quick. I think they're clear. They have nothing but clear track ahead of them, these two.
Yeah, they're completely fine. It is crazy to see the different closing speed in 3 and 4. Guillermo. Landry with another mistake.
Another mistake. Landry really feeling the pressure here tonight, folks. This is highly unusual. Landry very composed, of course. Pretty much the whole time I've known him, and tonight they're really feeling the pressure. Still holding on, doing well to do so, but yeah, get the feeling that at Perret, sooner or later, is gonna try and get a bit more aggressive, of course. Biding his time for now. It's 12 minutes 50 seconds to go. But I don't know if that little truce between these two is going to hold for long.
Yeah, I just really, really hope they don't touch. That closing speed, like I was saying, in 3 and 4 is just crazy. And Guillermo continues to push it. He's getting very, very close. Needs to be careful.
Choosing to go out of the draft this time as Perret, not falling for, the chasing the draft technique.
Well, I think that's a good idea, because if he gets through 1 and 2 now, he has a little bit of a gap. Maybe he can close it in 3 pretty aggressively. He's not gaining as much this time in 3. But maybe 4. Maybe 4 he'll get a really good exit. Be able to put some pressure.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just that the aggressive entry does kind of mean that Perret is maybe a touch more vulnerable on exit.
True.
I think the priority here is just get alongside enough to make your opponent have to move. And then once you have the optimal line at Barcelona, the advantage is just massive. So I think Landry's doing the right play here, just holding onto the line where he has to, not really panicking too much, and defending only when there is a legitimate threat, but otherwise just staying for me. Using an interesting strat here. Staying a little bit for Nick Johnson and Cat as well. Gage Galvin DNF in the background there while we were watching this. And coming out of 12. Alright, again very close. We are gonna see them barrel into the final corner. Nothing quite there yet. And once again, we go down the straight. And is this going to be the same as previous lap? It does kind of look like it. Yeah, Landry holds on into the braking zone. And will stay in the lead, although I feel like this battle is heating up.
Times have slowed down pretty drastically, which is pretty crazy to see. The drop-off is almost a full second compared to their best laps, which is wild.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, they will be feeling the tire wear. Barcelona particularly punishing as Perret trying maybe to get on the outside there, but that's going to be really tough. Meanwhile, further behind these guys, Greg Cachadorian has moved his way up to 3rd place. My apologies for not showing that. This battle has just been so enthralling. We kind of have to look at a battle for the lead. And, as Perret, once again, just every corner, it just looks like Perret has the advantage. And then in the straight, it's like Michael Landry has got a bit of just enough in the straights to keep it going, to keep that lead up. And I did see in chat that Jesse Olsen pointed out maybe Landry is running a lower downforce to try and keep that advantage on the straight line. Could be. I do know that the BMW is one of the quicker cars on the straight, not outright, but very quick. So it might just be a case of one car, two cars handling this track very differently. And once again, Perret very close, much closer than before, I think, as coming out of the final corner. They are literally nose to tail, as Perret is now going to be in that optimal zone of the draft where you get the most differential. And Perret this time thought about going down the inside, ultimately backed out, but Landry goes a little bit wide on the apex of 1. That opens the door for Perret to go around the outside of 2. Now has the inside for 3. Landry is going to try and hold on to this around the outside, but Perret has got the optimal line. They're going to go side by side into 4. Landry pulling the squeeze on Perret, who takes an aggressive entry, while Landry takes the switchback going into 4. This is unbelievable racing, as Perret now maybe looking for the inside of 5. Thinks about it, but ultimately has to back out. That is incredible. That is incredible racing.
That just shows you the class of Landry right there. He did not sweat it when he was getting passed by Guillermo and pulled off that amazing switchback.
Yeah, and folks, this is why we don't tune away from a battle for the lead, because this is what we get here at OOFS. It is unbelievable racing. I love to see it. Now battle cooling off a little bit after all that. Christian Gomez has moved up to 4th place in the background, as William Nairn continuing to drop down a little bit. As these two once again going into the final 2 corners. Guillermo Perret right on the tail of Michael Landry. Even through the corners, you'd expect the dirty air to maybe discourage Guillermo, but no, he is keeping up through the corners. Landry now goes a little bit wide. I don't know how many more of the track limits he has to spend there. That wasn't in validation, as they are going to barrel into turn 1. Landry holding on to the racing line. Guillermo sends it around the inside, but carries way too much speed into 1. This time Landry managing to make them managing to get past once again doing the switchback, as Guillermo is forced to take the escape road. And the battle will continue going into 4. Although not side by side this time. And Michael Landry does hold on. This is great. Once again. The closing speed is always so wild. Yeah. Coming through 7 and 8. And go. Okay. They're gonna go. Ooh, both cars getting a little bit bouncy at the exit of 9. Go into 10, nothing doing. Back a little bit while they get through sector 3. Rick Cacciadorian and Christian Gomez have got past William Nairn, as I mentioned. Thomas, meanwhile, has pulled a 6-second gap to the Wolf. We'll go back and look. Ethan Gonzalez has got past Dan Gomez, but Gomez is not letting him go. Has gone down the final straight once again. Perret on the back of Landry. Landry moving defensive. Perret deciding to try and get as much toe as he can this time. Is this going to be another send going into turn 1? Perret thinks about it, but this time is a little bit too far back to make that happen. He's back as Landry now goes a little bit slow through 1. The perspective was a little bit confusing for that, so I couldn't really see what happened there, but it did look like it went wide. And it goes wide through 3! Perret has now got the inside, as Landry is going to be on the outside going into 4. I think there was a tiny bit of contact there, but
Landry with the drive-through.
Oh, Landry gets the drive-through.
Track limits, probably. Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I would imagine, going that wide at 3. Oh. And folks, these guys are giving it their all on the track, but it looks like the battle effectively is over. Guillermo Perret gets through. Landry now still looking to fight back, even with the penalty, not wanting to back out of this. Love to see it, as he's going to get the switch back on Guillermo Perez. They're going to go side by side going into turn 10, the tight hairpin in the middle sector. They're going to go through, still side by side, through the braking zone. Perez holds the inside. Landry is going to have to go, and yeah, I think that's the move done, folks. But Landry will have the front straight to where he does hold the advantage, but with that drive-through, I don't know if Landry will want to fight this, and he does peel into the pits to immediately serve it, and that means Guillermo Perez now has the lead and now has a comfortable cushion to Greg Cacciadorian, who will inherit second place. Of course, you hate to see the order anywhere in this race decided by a penalty, but it is what it is, you know, sometimes. Yeah, what an epic battle for the lead, though, folks. You gotta cherish what you get.
Absolutely, that was so enjoyable to watch. That was a good time, and you could tell they're just on the limit constantly, and Michael just pushed that line a little too far this time.
We're just having a moment. So 2-9 himself. Ooh, and yeah, once again the tires just not looking particularly healthy on that Lamborghini. But continues to fight back. He's in 12th, so okay-ish. Ethan Stan Gomez gets. Sorry. Stan Gomez is behind Ethan Gonzalez. Alright. Oh, and he's had a yellow. Oh. Ooh, that Gomez going very slowly.
Is he out of fuel or something? What is that?
Yeah. I think he's run out of fuel. Yeah, that looks.
No.
That would be tragic. But yeah, does indeed look like what's happened here. Gomez pulls to a halt, and yeah, he has, I believe, DNF. So yeah, that's the tough ending to the race there. We go. And Gomez on the back of Greg Cacciadorian fighting for P2 now. Landry has come out in P7 out having service drive-through. He's gonna want to bring it home from there. Thomas on the back of William Marin. Christian Gomez on the back of Greg Cacciadorian. So they're still in Gomez, yes. Yeah, so we still have a couple of battles going on up front, and further back, of course, Dan Gomez even all this battle involved itself, with Dan Gomez unfortunately running out of fuel. And Gomez is going to be for catching Dorian. And I believe, where is Guillermo Perez? He's going to come up to 9, so I believe after we have one more lap after this, so if you have any battles you want to get out of the way, now's probably a good time to start getting on it.
Gotta give a shout out to Ricky Swaby. He's up 5 spots since the start, so he's having a good drive today.
Yeah, Ricky Swaby. Mostly, I think, just stayed out of things. This man is.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and you know, driven his race, been patient and not gone too adventurous, and you know that pays off in these races. We really wanna avoid incidents. Guillermo Perez has started the last lap. Christian Gomez on the back of Greg Cacciadorian. Yeah, but the Porsche, I believe, doesn't have quite enough horsepower to catch the Mustang on a straight line. Parker Thomas, though, on the back of William Marin. They are going to go side by side into one. Marin squeezing. Oh no! William Marin gets spun, and Parker Thomas doing the gentlemanly thing, stopping and waiting for Marin to get going. Of course, you love to see that sportsmanship, even though the contact in itself is quite unfortunate. Get the road get going again. No positions changed, and you love to see it from Parker. Good job. For the back for Wolf and 6th. Michael Landry, of course, at one point in the lead is now down to 7th. Ricky Swelby 8th. Gonzalez as well having a good race, having gained 3 spots from Ricky starter. Matthew Murray 10. Oh, fucker. Yeah, the spin itself was diabolical, but giving back the position was class. And Guillermo Perez having given us quite an entertaining battle today, folks. You have to say I'm not a fan of the positions being decided by penalties, but he definitely deserves this win.
Yeah, he was pushing for it. I think he was going to get Landry ultimately, and what a drive by him. Very, very fast.
Guillermo Perez comes across the line, takes the win in round 2 of our sprint championship. Well done, Guillermo. Did great. Rick Cachadorian, ever present on the podium, comes across the line in 2nd. Christian Gomez, in his second week with OOFS, takes his first podium with us as well. William Nairn coming across the line in 4th. Parker Thomas in 5th. Mr. G. Wolf in 6th. Michael Landry has crossed the line and immediately goes to the garage at 7th. Understandable, really. Ricky Swabby is going to hold on from Ethan Gonzalez, who has caught him quite a bit in these last few laps, but Ricky Swabby holds on to 8th place. And Ethan Gonzalez finishes in the top 10, take 9. Matthew Murray rounds out our top 10 as Nolly, who just crossed. No, that was Maximum Angry. Flashing a little bit in celebration as we see a few celebratory donuts from Christian Gomez. You love to see it. Yeah, further down the order, Richie Wood and P11 is going to cross the line just now. And yeah, commiserations for his race as well. Great qualifying, just didn't quite work out, but he has announced his arrival. We hope to see more in the coming races.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's got the speed. Now it's just a matter of being consistent again and getting the result.
Ford Bonerson, our last finisher, down at 14. Stan Gomez at our DNF list. Stan Gomez, Gage Galvin, JP, and Nick Johnson. Well, that was quite the race to watch. I quite enjoyed myself. So let's get our podium in here. Where is our podium? I see Greg Cachadorian, I see Christian Gomez. I don't see Guillermo. Might have had to leave. Well, we'll get to where we have. I do want to get Landry in here, get his point of view.
Well,
welcome to the podcast, Greg.
Thank you.
Can I cuss?
Hello.
Hey, gentlemen. Welcome to the post-race interview. Fantastic race from all of y'all. We had a lot of fun watching those battles, especially with you, Michael. So just want to ask, that was a hell of a battle we saw with Guillermo out front. Talk to us about that a little bit. Of course, shame to see it decided by a penalty, I should say, but that was great to watch.
Yeah, it was a great battle. It was fun. It was clean. Yeah, I got the drive through. I was 3 out of 4 point, and exit off turn 3. I went wide a little bit and gave me a full point. So,
oof.
Yeah, not the fun, but the fight was fun.
Yeah, it was great to watch. Were you, out of curiosity, what were you running like minimum wing on the BMW? Because you just seem to hold on so well in the straight.
I think it was 2.1. It's not the minimal. It's we're on the M4. It could go to negative wing.
True.
I don't know how much lower it could go.
Well, great battle nonetheless. Again, came to see it anyway, but love to see it. Good job, Landry.
Thank you.
Okay, and moving on to you, Christian Gomez. You're a relative newcomer to our league, but almost, second week, you're on the podium. That was a great drive. Talk to us about that. You seem to like Barcelona.
Yeah, no, I liked it a lot when I got this PC built. It was so happened like hoppers were on Barcelona, so definitely had a lot of time on here. I definitely like to scan compared to some of the other sims, Barcelona in this one. But especially after last week, you mentioned newcomer. Yeah, that last Thursday, I had to pick up some valor, I had to show some face, and I put in the hard work and just make sure this setup was good to go. And yeah, just wanted to, not to make an ass of myself again. But yeah, no, it was awesome battling there with Greg there. I mean, just it's gonna be a process. My first league I've done in about what 3-ish years or so. I knew it was gonna be a bit of an uphill battle getting back into the fighting shape, but to get a podium this early is super awesome. And yeah, just very happy to be here. And yeah, good, got what I wanted out of the efforts I put in throughout the week in this setup and practice and everything.
Yeah, and yeah, welcome back to some racing, I guess. Yeah, glad to see you're enjoying it. How did you feel? What are you thinking when you're in that train, sort of, for like a good part of the race? What was your thoughts? Like, do you just wait and see what happens, or just be more proactive, go for whatever you see?
A lot, yeah. 50, I would say not 50%, but like a little bit of it was just, wait and see. I knew it definitely had maybe a little bit more pace than both the cars ahead. I just knew from there on it was just tire management, making sure I don't overheat them, just stay in their draft, not try to, force any mistakes, and just at least give myself the best opportunity in the final 10 minutes or so just to push every single position, which that's how it worked out. Just taking my time, especially on that start. There was like 2 cars ahead of me. Somebody that BMW that started behind me, passed me, and looks like he was just making a run straight through the field and took out. Unfortunately, got another competitor there. So that it's give and take. It's analyze the situation. It's very early in the race or midway through the race. Just manage the tires, manage the fuel. You're not kind of overfueled. Just match my stuff and make sure at least in the last 10 minutes, just give myself the best opportunity to, if I have half a chance, I know I can do it. I got a pretty good hit rates with half chances, and I gave myself at least half a chance this today.
Yeah, and well done once again from all of us here. It was great job. Look forward to seeing
Thank you.
Yeah, look forward to seeing more of your races. All right, now coming to you, Greg. Of course, welcome back to the podium. Once again, just it seemed like qualifying didn't quite go your way, but you managed to make it up in the race. Talk to us about that. How was it?
Yeah, you say welcome back. I didn't expect to be back here. Yeah, practicing golf and I was just lost. The car was pretty sketch. And I could see from following others that the places where it was the sketchiest was where I was losing the time. So I was pretty surprised to even be in a battle. I thought I was just gonna die, honestly. But I don't know, like settled in or I just got used to it. Ended up being a lot of fun. I was just constantly on William, and then Christian was constantly on me, and then I was trying to catch glimpses of the battle ahead, and then suddenly I'm in a battle. It was fun. I would have enjoyed it more if the car was nice to drive, but there were some areas like on the straight basically is where I had the advantage over seemingly everybody else around me. So I was just trying not to suck too much and just get to the straight to my safe space, and it worked out.
How do you cope with that? You know that the car is not necessarily the most stable, but we have to have that confidence when you get into the car. Otherwise, you're just going to fall backwards if you're not confident in the car. How do you deal with a situation like that?
Driving a lot of prototypes helps. The P2 was a little bit of a widowmaker, and the Porsche I'm driving in hypercars is just actually terrible. So that's kind of helped, to be honest. The as I was kind of struggling more, I was just turning to TC and just kind of like honestly just kind of seeing. I got a few tricks from watching William in front of me. So like, my practice was in the race. Is kind of what it seemed like. It was like, oh, that's how he does that, and then I would adjust and hey, well, that actually worked, and I can hang with these guys now. So, yeah, I'm just as surprised as you are. I like seeing the pace in qualifying. I was like, all right, I'm washed at this. Especially shout out to Richie. He found shitloads of pace. I'll let him tell you how he found that when he gets on one of these interviews. But yeah, like I said, I was surprised. There's a lot of fast guys here tonight. I was not one of them.
Well, you still managed to make most of it, and that's really what racing is about, Greg. Congratulations. Great drive from you.
Thanks, buddy.
Alrighty. And moving on to you, Guillermo. Congratulations. Great drive. Your battle with Landry. We were, of course, talking about it with Landry earlier. I'd like to get your view on that. That looked great from where we were watching, but talk to us about how it was from the car.
Yeah, it was a very clean battle. I was faster maybe in the entry of the corner, and he had better top speed. So I couldn't make a move earlier. But I don't know what happened. His car was moving a lot in the middle of the corner. So yeah, I mean the Lexus feels like doesn't use the tires pretty stable. So I just I don't know how take the opportunity.
Yeah, you did. You really did. So yeah, 2 races in the Lexus now. You've gotten pretty comfortable with it. Would you say there's still more to learn, or have you would you say you're comfortable with the car now?
I am comfortable. I feel like I am. You feel all the time like the car is safe, so you want to go all the time over the limit, and then you made a mistake. But you have to be very, very precise on the exit of the corners because of the lack of the top speed. But yeah, the car is amazing, I think.
Regardless of the car, you drove great. Congratulations. Fantastic win. And congratulations to everyone on the podium. And Landry as well, even though you're not on the podium in reality, but you're on the podium in our hearts. You all drove great. And yeah, I'll let you get back to the general challenge.
Cheers, thank you, and welcome back from rehab, Tina. We're glad to have you.
Thank you, guys.
Nothing? Okay.
He fell asleep, dude.
You're on mute.
All right, I'm just gonna go on a live myself.
Okay.
Yikes.
I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep.
That's my
See
job. I
y'all.
did that for last week.
Bye.
All right. See you guys.
All right. See you guys.
See you guys. Ciao, ciao.
Bye
Ciao.
bye.
Well, folks, I definitely enjoyed that. That was a great race to watch. What are your closing thoughts?
It was fantastic. It was very enjoyable. We saw more passes than I thought. Oh, look, he alived himself. Hey, Tuna.
Hey guys, how was
Greg?
your race?
Oh my gosh. Greg wanted to say, welcome back. He's glad you're here.
Yes. Thank you, Greg. We should kiss soon. I don't know. Tell me.
Well, on that note, We've been OOFS. Here at OOFS, we do know men, women, and people of all kinds. Just always have. I've been Nathan, I've been with Josh and Tuna, and we will.
Sorry,
we'll
guys.
see. You're fine.
I've been battling this whole time.
Is it Odin?
Yep. Yep.
Figures. Well,
Yeah.
we will